We are back on the 51 Turbo Dodge project. And in the last video, we got the engine painted up and it looks absolutely amazing. When we originally built this thing, we were in such a rush to get it to Cleetus and Cars for the burnout competition. We didn't really have a chance to make anything look nice, like no paint, no prep. It was get it done and get it to work. And since then, I've really just thrashed on it. And now is the first time that I'm actually gonna make it look nice. Kind of what I always wanted it to be. So we painted the engine. Now we need to do the exhaust system because it's always like the headers turned out sweet. The whole turbo system looks amazing, but the coating, it's never looked right. So we're gonna try Cerakote. So here's the headers. I pulled all the header wrap off and you can see they don't look great. Everything's really solid. They're just really, really ugly. And you can see the remnants of trying to get the header wrap off. And it literally, if it'll focus, it burned the header wrap. So that didn't work. So I was Googling what is the highest temp coating you can get, and Cerakote. Everybody seems to really swear by it, but you need to blast it. So we got the sandblast set up. we're gonna blast these, we're gonna paint them, we're gonna do the whole turbo kit, intake, exhaust, everything. I may do the turbo, I don't know. But let's see how all this turns out. The sandblaster's been a huge upgrade. The motor looks sweet, and we're gonna do the Glacier Black in Cerakote, which I think is gonna look killer with that gold black and then the dark green on the truck. I think it's gonna look really, really good. So let's start working on blasting these things. In all of my research on Cerakote, the only people that had poor results did not follow Cerakote's recommendations. And they're very specific. You need an 80 grit garnet for the Glacier series. I don't know about the others, but specifically for the Glacier series. So I ordered this stuff up. I just got that thing. I got all the sand. I had glass in it. They say specifically to not use glass. I was using glass for all my hardware because it came with this blaster. All that's cleaned out. It's blown out. We're gonna load this in. And then I just blew out these things with the air gun to try to get all the dirt off them. They look a little better. Thankfully, they're not very oily. So hopefully they clean up pretty quick. But I'm gonna dump that in and we'll see what these things start to look like. So this is what I started with. This is what I've gotten to so far. And you can see this is down to bare metal, but man, that is taking so long. I had painted these with the VHT paint, and obviously it cured because I had them glowing red hot at one point and then I header wrapped them. But you can see the paint is actually still on there, still protecting it somehow, but I don't really want to spray the Cerakote over this. And if I have to blast these, it does work, but it's gonna be hours and hours. And I tried every blasting media I had. I'm like, I'll try whatever I have and then just go back with the stuff they recommend at the end. But this isn't working, so we're gonna try something different to see if maybe we can get this VHT off. But you can see I blasted it and just took the dirt and mud and everything off. But the paint just does not want to come off. That stuff is tough. Well, the stripper experiment did not work. That didn't even touch that thing. I hosed it off and it looks exactly the same. Tried scraping it, it didn't soften the paint at all. So if you want to protect your headers underneath header wrap, use VHT. That stuff works great. So now we're gonna try some aluminum oxide. This should be more aggressive, and what I'm hoping is we'll put it in here, we'll knock the paint off it. You know, all we gotta do, get the paint off these, and then we'll switch back to the 80 grit garnet, and that'll give us the right surface prep. So let's hope that takes it off. That's the only thing I could find today. Otherwise, it's gonna take me like 4 hours a header to blast these things, but hopefully this goes faster. Behold my hanging parts. So I went and got that aluminum oxide, and that honestly didn't take off that VHT paint any better than the garnet did. So what I ended up doing was switching over to the pressure pot, and that actually made a huge difference. And a side note of that is on the end of this, I'm not running a big gun. I just have a nozzle. And that was key because if you look at these headers, they have lots of little nooks and crannies that are very, very difficult to get into. And that helped me get in there. I still don't have everything in there. Like, I didn't get everything. There's nothing I could do about it, but they're pretty good. So I got both headers done. I'm gonna coat the turbo, got the throttle body hat, got the up pipe, got my 2 intake tubes, my little wastegate tube. So right now we're just waiting for hopefully the compressor to cool down. I just finished all my blasting and the compressor is not running. So it's very hot. Hopefully it cools down. Hopefully I don't have to go buy a motor, but I just got to blow these off and then we're ready to spray. Yay for overheating. It works again. Okay, got everything blown off. And this is what we're using. Cerakote C7600 Glacier Black. So this is air cure and you just spray it on. So I got this little HVLP gun. I've got the filter that Cerakote recommends. I've been shaking this stuff for like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna pour it in here through the filter. And basically you spray it on as thin as possible is what I'm understanding, targeting 1 mil thickness. So 1/1000th of an inch. I'm not a painter, so let's see how this goes. Oh, got the pressure regulator set to 30 PSI, which is what they recommend. Hope this turns out. All right, I'm not gonna lie. When they say use in a well-ventilated room, that's no joke. Every paint says that. I've never really had a problem. I look like I'm dying because I about threw up. I have that 10x10 door open. I have this 10x10 door open. And I have that fan going. I have good airflow. I have 14-foot ceilings. I only painted a few things. And I ended up outside dry heaving. That stuff is no joke. Man, that'll mess me up. I need a respirator next time I do it. I thought this was enough airflow. That stuff is putrid. I didn't hardly use much at all, and these are all painted, but we'll see. Here's what they look like first shot. Just one coat light as possible. These are the ones I did first. I mean, so far, I don't know if you can tell, but it looks really good. I am it sprays pretty easy. This thing turned out just absolutely awesome. The turbo looks amazing. Header's the last thing I did. They're still a little wet. Hopefully they didn't get too thick. Everybody said, they warned you with all the intricate curves and stuff, it's easy to get it too thick. So we'll see. I don't think I did. I tried really hard, but they were the last things I did, which is why they're still wet. But so far, this stuff looks absolutely amazing. So right now, I'm really happy with this. We're gonna give them at least 24 hours before I even think about touching any of this stuff. Everything's coated. I gave everything at least 5 days to cure because I didn't want to scratch it going in, and the stuff does seem really durable. There's some little things I forgot to coat that because of the 5-day cure that I just didn't do, like the V-band clamps. Maybe I'll pull them off later and coat them. I just painted them now, the bolts for the turbo. So there's like some dirty hardware on here that kind of bugs me, but everything turned out really nice. don't want to brag, but this might be the nicest looking 5.9 Magnum. It's at least the nicest one I've seen. I'm definitely partial, but I do love the gold with the flat black. I've always loved the way this turbo kit came out. It looks amazing. So I really took my time putting this thing back together. You can see we got all new plug wires on it, obviously new plugs. I pulled all the injectors, I flowed them, cleaned them because this thing's been sitting on E85. They were a little gunky. I got a brand new fuel filter underneath, a way larger post-pump fuel filter, 10 micron. It'll hold way more. The slipper clutch that's down here, it's kind of hard to see. I had disconnected that before because I thought that was my clutch slip issue, and then it turned out we didn't have enough throw. So that's hooked back up. I'm really trying to get this thing dialed. So I just wanted to show the Cerakote and the whole thing because I've never done it. So far I'm really happy. It's been durable. I was really worried about scratching this stuff. I haven't gotten really any scratches. There's like one mark on one of them where a swivel socket like really beat the crap out of it. But it's held up. So we'll see once we get some heat in it and run it. But next video, we're gonna fire this thing up. Like I said, it's been sitting, so we're gonna drain the fuel. I'm gonna turn the wastegate way down. We're not gonna start on 20 pounds. I wanna set it to like 10, 12. We'll dial it in, and then I wanna put it on a dyno. Never dynoed it with the new cam and E85 and everything. I wanna see what it's gonna make, and I want this thing to last. So a dyno seems like the best way. But we'll get it running in the next one. We'll road test it before we take it to the dyno and get it dialed in. But trying to make it right, and I'm really happy with the way this turned out.